Well, we have another sports film based on a true story headed our way. This one's called McFarland USA, stars Kevin Costner, and it's based on a true story of a school out in California. We have one of the actresses on with us now, Chelsea Rendon. How are you, Chelsea?
I'm doing really, really great.
Well, this is based on a true story, and Costner plays Jim Blanco White, and his wife Cheryl are reaching out to some poor kids, some immigrants there in the California area to raise up a success story based in track. So, do I have the story pretty much set, or is there give me more to go on than just that?
Well, it's based off of a cross-country team. A lot of people have been saying track and field, but it's actually cross-country.
Okay.
And so the story follows Kevin Costner's character, Jim White, and he gets into some trouble at his old school, and that's why he has to move to McFarland, which is about 2 hours up north from Bakersfield. Oh, no, actually it's about 20 minutes, I'm sorry. And so he is a football coach, but then right away he gets fired from being a coach and he's just a teacher, and he realizes that he sees all the kids running to school every morning and running away from school every afternoon. And he realizes that they're coming from the field, and then right after school, they're going to the field. And so he thinks of the idea of creating a cross-country team, and that's how the story, begins.
And Nikki Caro directs this. She's a New Zealander that did one of the films. I really love one of her films called Whale Rider. Tell us a little bit about what it was like working with her, and then elaborate a little bit more on what your role in the film is.
Nikki was really amazing. She was really, really easy to talk to, and she was she also wanted our house as Latinos, okay, what would you do in this scene, or what would you do in this situation in real life? So that's something that was really good about it, because it was a predominantly all Latino cast, except for Kevin Costner's family, Kevin, Maria, Alfie, Morgan. Aside from that, pretty much everybody was a Latino. So she asked us for our input a lot, and so that was really something that was good, because sometimes directors have their vision and they want to do that, but she was very open to, okay, what do you think, and would you really say this? So she was really, it was a great director to work with, and she's just amazing. She really is, and so my character is Sonia Rosaldo. And my father owns the little market in town. So my father knows the ins and outs of everything that's going on in the town. And so I kind of befriend Kevin's daughter, because I play a good girl. I'm not like a little chola or anything, which I love. And so I kind of befriend her, and I'm also friends with all the runners. So me and my dad are very supportive of Kevin's family. And so it was really good to play that, because it was just great to work with Kevin, period, and then to be able to be a good character, good Latina, not the typical chola role. So it was really fun to play.
Tell us what it was like. I mean, you said it was great to work with Kevin. What is his approach? I mean, everybody talks about this incredible wealth of experience. Obviously, his success as a director and all of that. What is it like, and how does that set run when you have someone of Kevin's stature on it?
It's honestly mind-blowing. It was really, it's just to watch him work, to be on set and just to see, little things that he would say, oh, what about from this way or that way? He just had a beautiful vision. And him and Nikki working together, I think, made the project what it is. Because we actually were able to see a screening of it recently, maybe about 2 weeks ago, and it was amazing. And I think that has to deal with both of them coming together, and then not only the story. But he's just someone to just watch, and you just learn from just watching him. And for me, I'm a big fan of his, so I was excited to just be on set, and actually was able to have a couple scenes with him. So that was amazing for me. And I always remember we were setting up a scene, and they had to move a table or something. So they're okay, and they moved us all to the side, and it was me, Kevin, the guy who plays my dad, Danny, and Carlos Pratt, who's the lead opposite of Kevin, and he's one of my best friends. And so we're all talking, and then Kevin Costner just puts his arm around me while we're having this conversation. And I was just like, oh my God. But I was keeping cool. And then they called him to get mics, and I tell my friend Carlos, I was like, Kevin Costner just had his arm around me for a minute and a half for no reason. Oh my God, it was crazy. And it was just an amazing experience. And I was able to take my mom on set, and my mom was able to meet him because she's a big fan. And it was just amazing. He was just a total down-to-earth, beautiful human being. And I didn't even know he did music. And he has like a band that they perform. And so when we had a night shoot, him and his band were just jamming for us while everything was getting ready. So we had like a little private Kevin Costner concert. It was amazing.
It sounds amazing. And Disney's McFarland USA, folks, arrives February of 2015, February 20th. And we're talking to Chelsea Rendon about it. And it just sounds like a great, great film. Another true story sports film with Kevin Costner, Maria Bello, and a great cast. So, Chelsea, you know, you have a great role and a legacy that may live on in the FX show The Bridge. You got to play Esmeralda. You had the one show, but you were I love the episode because you come up with the Beast as the nickname, and I just love that. I don't know why it just stuck with me so much. And when I got a chance to prepare for this, I was like, I'm jotting down all these other notes, and people are looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, oh no, you don't remember this episode like I do. It was great. What was it like to work on that show and get a great character like Esmeralda you can bring to life?
Yeah, well, the amazing thing about it is I had worked with Demian before. Demian Bichir was the lead in A Better Life, which I was able to work on him with. And so I already knew him. So it was cool to get the audition. And like I said, Carlos Pratt, who's the lead in McFarland, plays Demian's son on the show. So I already knew Carlos. I already knew Demian. So when I was going to the audition, I remember when I got the audition, I called Carlos and I was like, oh my God, like, I have an audition for The Bridge. And he's like, oh, cool. Like, he's like, wait, are you auditioning for my girlfriend? And I was like, I don't think so. Like, it was a kind of funny joke because I guess they were auditioning for that character at the time as well. And so I went into the audition, and we ended up having, like, a producer session, like, 2 hours after the original call time. They were like, oh, come back to producers. And I went, and I felt really confident. I was really excited, and I ended up booking it. And working on the show was just amazing to be able to catch up with Demian, to be on set with Carlos, and because I actually went to set like the day before I was supposed to be on set, just to like say hi to everybody. And so it was just amazing to work on the show. The whole feel of it was just, it was beautiful because it's a show that's set in Mexico and it's about the border. It has a lot of Latinos in it. It's amazing to work on a show that's doing so much for the Latinos in Hollywood. And also to work along Diane and Demian, it was amazing. And for the character, I really liked the character so much because, and a lot of people get confused. They told me that they thought that the guy that was trying to kidnap the girl was my boyfriend or something. And I was like, no, that's my brother. And I don't know if people got that or not. But so, and what's funny also is J.R. Villarreal, who played my brother like 10 years before on a pilot with Ron White. So we had already known each other. So he called me one day and just randomly out of the blue, and I was on my way to set. And I said something about, oh, yeah, I'm on my way to set. He's like, oh, what are you filming? And I was like, oh, The Bridge. He's like, wait, are you Edme? And I was like, yeah. He's like, dude, I'm your brother. And I was like, oh, my God, like we had no idea. It was just coincidence that he happened to call me that day, or else we would have just bumped into each other on set. So that was hilarious. And so the character, she has a brother, and she knows whatever it is that he does, but she doesn't want to let this girl go through it. She's like, no, I'm not going to let it happen, and that's why she helps her. And she gets away, and they're talking, and that's what the thing that I love about the character also is that her sister had disappeared. So her sister was a pink cross. And so there's a scene when they're by a border and they're eating the churros, and Esme's telling her, like, don't become a pink cross. Like, my sister's a pink cross. Like, she went to work and she never came back. Like, it's so sad. But things like that are happening in Mexico. And I think that's one of the greatest things about the show, that it touches on that for people to understand and realize that this is really happening.
Yeah, it's amazing that the show really has had the best of timing, obviously, with the situation there in the border of Mexico, is making, hard news stories as well. And FX is just such a great job with it, pulled together such a great series. And I want to move past. So you've got some other great roles. We could talk about Rizzoli and Isles and The Mentalist, but I want to get to a role that you're in a pilot called Bosch with Titus Welliver. And I'm a huge Titus fan. Did you get to actually work with him?
Yes, I did. In the pilot, we're in court because he killed my father. and he's saying that my father had a gun, but I can't remember if they found the gun or not. I think he might have planted it or something. There's a whole story to it. And so pretty much in the pilot, I just had to, like, hate him. And he's kind of like, it's hard to hate him because when you talk to him, he's so nice.
Yeah, he plays the bad guy really well.
Yeah, he plays the bad guy really well. So when he's in character, we're in the courtroom, it was, like, easy to, like, look at him and hate him. And I remember actually telling him that on set. I was like, it's kind of easy to, like, look at you and hate you. But, yeah, he was wonderful to work with. That was an amazing project to be a part of, and he was just amazing. And my mom's been a fan of him for many years as well, and I've been a fan of his. So it was a great experience. And also, a friend of mine, Richard Cabral, had a part in that as well. And I didn't even know until I saw the series, and I saw my friend's name in the credits, and I was like, oh my God, I didn't even know you were on that. Like, we were on that together. Like, the Latino community in Hollywood is so small. We work together all the time. It's like a family. Like, it really is.
Did Titus do his walk-in or his Pacino for you?
No, he was just Bosch. He was just Bosch.
Have you seen or heard his walk-in? His walk-in in particular is probably the most amazing Christopher Walken impression on the planet. So you have to hit him up with that next time. So you have some great projects coming up and some other stuff that we could talk about from your past. But is there a certain word of advice or inspiration that someone offered you that you still kind of cling to as an actress?
I don't know. I think maybe I may have heard it somewhere, or maybe it's just something my mom may have told me. I don't remember exactly where I got it from. But ever since, because I've been acting for 15, almost 16 years now. I started when I was 6. And I always said, si se puede, like, you can do it. And that kind of has always been my thing. Like, for me, it's always been, like, never give up on your dreams. I'm blessed that my mother is so supportive, and she's been my number one fan, my number one fan from the beginning. And so, you know, a lot of people don't have that. A lot of people come out here to LA from somewhere else, and they leave their families. And luckily, I was born and raised in LA, and I have my support system. But I think it's just staying true to yourself. You always have to stay true to yourself. Because you hear about actors that change or have these egos, and it's like, you do what you love, and just be happy about it. There's no reason to make anything more of it. Just be happy with what you do and be blessed.
Is it a great era to be a Latino actress?
Yeah, definitely. I think right now, A Better Life, since it was nominated for the Oscar back in 2011, I think that was just kind of like kicking the door down, like, all right, Latinos are here, we're ready to make a move. You have shows like The Bridge now, and now you have Jane the Virgin, that my friend Gina Rodriguez is the lead. And it's a pretty much all Latino cast as well, and that's on the CW. So there's just all these steps, and then especially with McFarland coming out with the movie Spare Parts with George Lopez and my friend Jose Julian, like JR is in that as well. So you have all these projects that are coming about that are with Latinos, that it's kind of like, I feel like this is our time, and we got to take advantage of that for sure.
It's definitely a great time, and definitely a great bunch of projects that you've been able to string together, and some opportunities for yourself. And folks, you don't want to miss it. It's called McFarland USA. It opened February 20th, 2015. You want to check that out. And of course, some of these other great projects, just look her up, Chelsea Rendon. Chelsea, of course, everybody has to be on Facebook and Twitter these days, so you want to give out your ID so everybody can try to follow you?
My Facebook, my Twitter, my Instagram is very simple. It's just my name, Chelsea Rendon. I am very plain, but it's also very easy to find. So it's all the same, Instagram, Facebook, at Chelsea Rendon.
Awesome. Thank you again, Chelsea, for fitting us into your busy schedule.
Oh, yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for having me.